Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to my live quilting chat, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Tipsy Tuesday show. Thank you for being with us. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you keep commenting throughout the show. Give us some thumbs up and hearts. We love it, love it, love it. And your comments can win you a gift card from your live comments. So make sure you stick around to the end as well, because we have another chance to win another gift card at the end with a giveaway question. Of course, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button or like button on Facebook. Make sure you don't miss a show wherever we go live, wherever, whenever. Of course, we have Mr. HP running the show, doing all the cool tricks. I'm just here talking. I'm just here talking. Say hi to Mr. HP.
Hi, everybody.
All right, tonight we will be checking out our Block 9 for the Christmas in Europe Mystery Quilt Block of the Month. And so that went live just on the 15th. We will also be checking out some awesome Striptease quilts that have already been posted and announcing our last winners from the strip-along, part 3 of the strip-along. Of course, we've got some great fabrics to show you as well, as always. So thank you for being here. Let's start off with our winner from last week from our giveaway question. I asked you, do you like kits or pick your own fabrics? And it was fun to see your answers because they spanned the gamut. I think, a lot of folks like to pick their own fabrics, but the majority like either a pre-organized bundle or kits. So it was interesting to see all your answers. And our winner is Connie Huko, and her answer, being fairly new at quilting, I find kits to be easier to use. I love your bundles and hope to be able to learn how to pick fabrics to go with them without it taking hours to decide. You know what? Study those fabric bundles, or when I do my fabric pulls, study them, study them. That's the best lesson. Just watch our show, But congratulations, Connie. Just send us an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com to kind of claim your $25 gift card, and we will get right to you when we answer emails tomorrow. So we've had a really busy week this last week and weekend. We did some fun stuff, some outings, which is not common for us or, the past 2 years, as we all know. We went on Friday night. Mr. HP took me to an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert. Yeah. He of course got some connections, and
I know people.
Knows people and friends that are in the band, so that was fun to meet them. And of course, that music is just classic. It was fun. It was fun to listen to on Friday. And then something I totally forgot to talk about on Friday's show is that we had the honor to have dinner with the First Lady of Iceland last week. It was a very small, intimate dinner, and she was here in Minneapolis on her book tour. She just wrote a book called Secrets of the Spraker. This is about Iceland's extraordinary women and how they are changing the world. Of course, I've talked about this many times before. You all know that we are very far ahead with our gender equality in the workplace. And there she is, Eliza Reed. She's actually from Canada, but of course she moved to Iceland actually a few days after I moved to the United States. It's kind of funny. 2003. We were talking about it, and it was like a week between. So she's been living in Iceland with her husband since then, and then he became president in 2016, I believe. So having a wonderful wonderful president and a wonderful first lady, outspoken and about all the great right things. Gotta love it. So I highly recommend checking this book out. What was interesting to me is, she writes from her perspective being an immigrant in Iceland And so she can see kind of from the outside in certain things that to me are just kind of ingrained, something I grew up with, and everything. So the biggest thing, one of the biggest things I took from this is Iceland is about, 30, 40 years ahead in our policies and things, I would say, than the United States. And the key word to that is representation matters, because in 1980, in a presidential election, we had a female president, which she won the election up against, I think, 4 or 5 politician men. And she was a single mom, divorced, came from the arts, not from politics, and she won. And she was our president for 16 years. So as a role model for us women growing up at that time, representation really, really matters. It really does. So something that has been talked about in this country, representation on the big screen and in all kinds of roles. And so whether that is gender or racial representation, I think it's really, really important. And it shows now in Iceland with all of the progress. Well, mainly they just say put women in charge and things will change.
I agree.
Put us in charge and we will make changes for the better for everybody. That works for everybody. So it's all good. Highly recommend it. I bought this book for all of the women at GE Design. So we're going to have a little fun discussion afterwards. And I think the men should read it too, just for fun. All right, so I want to talk about the quilts behind me. We have some new ones. The one on the wall is a Wanda from my Stripology Mixology 2 book. And we used a Goose Creek Gardens bundle for this one, which is actually on sale. Great price. And the accent fabric is a moonscape in the burgundy. And I just cut it the opposite way so I could get the grain of the kind of direction. And it's just the perfect accent with it. And a white background. I just love how fresh and warm colors in this quilt. We can see some up close photos. We got some great photos of this one, styled photos. And you can see the quilting pattern up close. Yep, that's that one. So we used a pattern called Alpine Grande from Urban Elements. And so it's really cool. It's kind of swirls and flowers and leaves and things. So it works really well for this one. And as you can see, it's just such a warm colors, cuddly, cozy quilt. Then we have in the corner behind me, we have a version of Matrix. Matrix is in my Stripology Squared, but we've done this version before where we don't do the hourglass block first. So this, we just start with a little bit smaller squares, and using the Midnight in the Garden bundle that is actually on its way to us. It's a pre-order right now, but it's on the way. And that beautiful floral in the border. I just love that kind of mustard color, gold color. It's so rich with the soft pinks and the charcoal. Really love the unique combination of this fabric. And we actually, this is the second quilt we made out of it. So I wanted to see if we could make 2 quilts out of the bundle, and absolutely we did. So we made, this is Matrix, and then we also made June. And so that one I showed you probably a few weeks ago. So first off, before I stop talking about the Matrix, that one was quilted with a pattern called Damask Rose that actually came just built into our machine. So, but here's June from the same bundle, but using a background and some different accents. And so it just really looks different, brightens it up with a white background. And so you can really see how the half yard bundles really get a lot of use. You can make 2 quilts just by adding a little bit of background here and there, accents here and there. You get the best use out of them. So then, of course, on the cabinet, I have our Spring Fling Table Runner. We are about to go live with it. Our last project in the Fast and Furious Club Season 3 will be live on the 20th. And so if you were looking to purchase this pattern individually with the video class, that will be available on Friday. And everybody else that subscribe, they will get this automatically in their accounts. So I think this is so fun with the colors. Another one ready for my outdoor table runner. All right, so I want to start with our Christmas in Europe. Of course, Christmas in Europe went live on the 15th. It was a little late because of a little glitch, but still got it out on the 15th. And today, block number 9 looks like this. It's a little Christmas goat and a Yulenissa or Tomty or Julelad, whatever you want to call them. Very Scandinavian tradition. Of course, the Christmas goat, look, I got one, is a Swedish tradition, but the tradition dates back to most likely to, really, really early on, paganism, and now it's become kind of a symbol in Sweden. Obviously, if you've been to IKEA around Christmas time, I'm sure you've seen them. But this one, they placed the goat kind of under the Christmas tree or somewhere around the Christmas tree, kind of as a symbol to kind of protect the house. And then, of course, we have the Julenissa, which is kind of representing Santa, but they were little elves. Julenissa or Tomty. And, of course, we have a little representation of them, too. So in Denmark, they're called different. Norway, Sweden, a little bit different. And then Iceland, they're called Julelads. But they are kind of a little tricksters. They were a little mischievous in the olden times, but now they are just known to bring gifts for the kids and Christmas cheer, of course. So that was 2 in 1, kind of, visiting Scandinavia. So it's coming together. It's coming together. Are you excited about Christmas in Europe? Only how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months left. So I'd love to see your comments or questions. The Tomty is kind of like a gnome, but we don't really call them gnomes because they're not garden gnomes. So they're called Tomty or Julenissa or Julelads. But, kind of like our Santas. So Susie's asking, did they change their trickster ways? In Iceland, they still do a little, but very kind of innocent tricks on people. But, because they kind of keep their individuality. So a little bit tricky, a little bit kind of mischievous, playing little tricks on people. That's not too bad. Everybody is excited to see how it's coming together. Looking forward to the final design. Loving learning about everything. Spring Fling, we used, we made a kit which is out of stock, but it was a bundle. It was a Dear Stella fabric, also out of stock because it kind of sold out as soon as I made this runner. No, I don't remember what it was called. It was something really fun summer name. They have the best names. Dear Stella has the best names for their fabric lines. They're so innovative and cool because we always struggle with fabric companies naming their fabric lines the same thing. It's very, yes. So it gets confusing, but that one was cool. All right, so we have, of course, some fabulous Striptease quilts coming together. We just finished our part 3 of the strip along last week, and I told you I was going to do a slideshow this Tuesday for those that have been posted that have been, at least completed tops or like part 3. So keep posting them. We always do another slideshow a bit later, like maybe in 3-4 weeks, and then we'll maybe get some finished quilts. But I think we should start with some really awesome inspiration with some beautiful Striptease quilts. Everybody does their own. Some people went a little more rebel, others went more traditional. So it's really cool to see how it all comes together. A lot of you worked exclusively from stash, and you know what that means. I'm enabling you to do a little fabric shopping if you were able to do that. But here is our part 3 of the strip along, some amazing finished or close to finished Striptease quilts. Aren't they great? Just in awe of all of you. Thank you so much for participating. It's so much fun for me to see all of those. You should be so proud of yourselves. Great creativity. And you know what? Such an easy quilt, but stunning results. So gotta love that. So let's announce our winners for our part 3 of the giveaway. So part 3 of both for Instagram and Facebook. Here they are. Drum roll. We have Sherry from Instagram and Trish Towner from Facebook. So let's put up Sherry's quilt. There's her Striptease coming together. She did version 1. So, and then we have Trish Towner also did version 1. Here her quilt. Here's her quilt. Beautiful greens. Awesome, awesome. So congratulations, Trish and Sherry. We will be sending out all of the prices from part 1, 2, and 3 now this week. So we will be reaching out for your addresses, everybody. So congratulations. Thanks for participating and posting your photos. Now, of course, if you haven't yet, keep them coming. Post them in the crew. I'd love to see lots and lots and lots of stripteases. I saw some people that were starting their second one. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. All right. Any questions on anything recently? Congrats, congrats. Yes. Okay, so we are going to dive into some fabric, and I've got 3 bundles to show you today. This first one, of course, we are in May, so schools are going to be out here real soon, so this one comes at a perfect time to remind everybody that school is cool. It's actually called School is Cool. And so this bundle is a 10-piece. It's got black and white fabrics, so the same prints, and I just really love the colors in it. I love the artwork, and I think it's really great. So we love our school is cool, and all the trinkets. Then we have the calculators for geometry class, and the protractor, and the rulers and things. So 5 prints. So then we have the science fabric from biology or chemistry class. And then we have the art class. So we have the art, the colored, all the crayons and the paint for art class. And posing as a diagonal stripe. I love these. This is the crayons with the scribble lines acting as a diagonal stripe. So 5 prints on black, and then the same prints on an off-white background. So school is cool. And we have the math fabrics, the science, and the art class, and then of course the diagonal stripe. So I really love this. I love that you can do something with lights and darks. I did a fabric pull where I just kind of pulled fabrics that the colors that are represented in here, kind of did one of each. But let me show you if you needed more lights that are maybe a little bit calmer but still would blend. I love these two. So the beguiled symbols, so it's still that same light background but with a multicolor pattern on it, but it's a lot of smaller scale, so it's going to be calmer. And another one is Our House White, and it has the same colors, but again, much calmer, so it's going to give you more of the lights and darks, but on a little bit more subtle scale. So then same thing, I did the beguiled symbols in the black, and then the Star Bright in the black. Also smaller scale, but totally the same feel with a multicolor on the black. So then I just went in and played with I did a rainbow of prints that would represent these colors that are all over here. So I picked the sparkles purple to represent the purple, the canvas in the navy. This was from Color Club. Actually, this was from Color Club too. For the blues, I did Spectrostat Experiment for the greens, Quartz Lemon Citrine for the yellow. This was a Color Club fabric. Dimples in the Persimmon as your orange, and then Starry in the Roseberry. This was also Color Club. So beautiful colors. And I know I'm going to get this question. Probably what pattern would you recommend? So I would, this, we have the Wanda right behind me. I think it would make a great Wanda. I use in the lights and darks, and then I would pull a color for my background. So pick a color for your background, and you make a really colorful, fun quilt for somebody that loves school, or for a teacher, or anything connected to school. So primary colors and lots of action on the black and white. School is cool. I always thought school was cool. You not so much, did you?
Sports were cool.
Yeah, sports were cool for me too. But I liked school too. I really did. Yes, so school is cool. We're gonna pull this. This next one is a pre-order. It's something we've been waiting for. It's the Ombre Galaxy from Moda. So metallic. So this is a V&Co line that we've had a version of. This is probably the third or fourth version of this. Always sells out because it's so versatile. You can use it as a basic, kind of as a basic in your stash, because you have the ombre effect, or you can put them all into one quilt. So let me show you the colors that we have. I'm going to start with, so they are both have an ombre, so it's darkest towards the selvages, and then it lightens out in the middle, and then darkest on the other side. So it both has an ombre effect in color, but then also you can see the specks, both the gold and the dark specks are more saturated here, and then they kind of disperse as they go out. So it's kind of ombre two ways. So we have 12 colors, and I tried to pick kind of a gradation. So I'm going to show you, I got to show you all of them, because I'm going to turn this, because if I show you just folded, you'll only see one color. So here we have the pinks, and then we have a little bit more red, going into a little bit of violet, burgundy. So really love this color. And then we have the gold going into a mustard on the end. We have a bright green. Well, it starts off as lime green and then goes into more olive. And then we have a darker hue, kind of a more sage green. A more sage green going into a little more, I don't know what you call it, olive or forest green. Let me move these up a little bit so we can fit these guys. Then we have more of a sea glass green, starting in the mint, going into more sea glass, saturated green, and then we have a turquoise, starting as aqua, going into the dark turquoise. We have lavender, beautiful, into a little bit of purple. And then we have another purple that starts off kind of violet and into a deep, rich plum. Don't have a big enough table to show all these spread out. Then into blue. So just working with the rainbow here. This is more of like a blue jean, blue into a deep cobalt, and then a navy, the darkest hue, starting from kind of a medium navy into really deep dark, almost black. So this is our Ombre Galaxy metallic. So it has the metallic gold in it. And what I decided to do here with my fabric pull was more so go with, I picked a fabric for each print, because I did that with kind of more basic lines. So I started with, of course, speckled metallic, because I try to use a lot of speckled because it has the metallic in it and it just works really well, just on a smaller scale. So this is speckled metallic navy. See, it just blends in perfectly. And then I missed a color back here. So then the next blue, I picked a watercolor texture navy. This was a color club. Also, for this hue of purple, I did the chalkboard texture in purple. Then for the more lavender, I did chalk and charcoal in the hyacinth. For the kind of green, turquoise green, I did speckled metallic in the turquoise. And then for the more sea foam green, I did the speckled ice box. Then we go into the greens. So for the darker green here, and this one maybe you can't see it here, but the chalkboard texture in the green, you know, it gets much darker, but it's lightest here. And then for the gold, or for the kind of lime green, the speckled metallic and the citron. For the gold, I picked the spatter medium warm gold. And then for the one that goes into burgundy, which is here, I love this speckled wine time. This, of course, matches more the darker end of it. For the red, I did nature elements in the hibiscus. And then for the pink, the flora elements in the bubblegum. So this is kind of just, I picked a fabric to go with each one. So if you're going to break it up and do something fun with the bundle, you can always pick kind of colors that go, more of them that work with them. But I love this and love playing with ombre fabrics when I'm sewing. So let me show you my one quilt that I did all out of the first ombre line. That was my Gloria quilt, and it's on the cover. You can see how I used the ombres to kind of go from dark in the center of the block and then lightening out. So there's a very easy way to do this. So this is a fat quarter quilt, so of course this bundle would be perfect for it. There is a little sheet that you can print on the website under bonus charts and templates, where it kind of explains, gives you a few extra steps. If you want to use ombre fabric for Gloria, a few extra steps. It's mainly because you do a lot of strip sets and you want to be sure from, if you're cutting from the darker end or the lighter end of the strip sets. So it's a little extra bonus. But I did think about this would be a fun quilt, kind of quilt along someday. But not now. We got so much else planned. So, Ombre Galaxy. I know those of you that pre-ordered that bundle, that'll be on its way to you tomorrow. If not, yeah, tomorrow. And then I have another pre-order that we've been waiting for. This is a Riley Blake, and it's a red, white, and blue. It's called Piccadilly. And I love it that we have those classic colors for summer, for 4th of July, but we don't have the actual flag. So this actually works for other countries like Iceland. I love that. So we're going to start with this one. So this is just kind of the fireworks on this beautiful navy blue. And then we have stars, but they're kind of like quilt blocks. They're not like, your regular stars. Pretty cool. We have a beautiful navy, red, and white, and the kind of light blue stripe. We have, this is like attic windows pattern, a smaller scale, beautiful print in these, all the tones that are in the bundle. So then we have those stars on the gray, light gray background. We have the fireworks on the light blue. And then we have that same print again that's kind of like attic windows. Isn't that what they're called? Hope I'm saying that right. And then we have one lightest print. That's the fireworks on the light background. And then we go into the reds. So we have the stars. And then we have this really fun floral print that is kind of like a bandana print. Reminds me of a bandana. We have a small floral, white flowers. And then we have a fun polka dot. A red polka dot with, or a red base with a blue polka dots and just a little white ring around them. So this is Piccadilly, 12 pieces. Be really great for anything, you know, Quilts of Valor, anything like that would be awesome. Of course, anything for 4th of July or just for fresh summer, fresh take on those colors. So my fabric pull, I started with the reds. Loved this chalkboard texture in the red because it has the darkest, deepest, and the lightest hues in it. And then also I like this postbox red, the bumbleberries and the postbox red because of the hues in there. Then as far as the lighter colors, if you wanted to something that blends, I like the modern background in the crosshatch with the gray in it. Just kind of blends better because it's not a pure solid. If you needed a pure solid, almost the dots in the white, so it's a white on white dot, that works really nicely. It's the same hue of this, this background fabric here. So then we go into kind of the lighter blues and grays, and I did kind of just almost an ombre from the grays into the dark blues. So the spotted steel and the grunge and the ash would be perfect in these grays, especially the ash has a lot of that light blue in it. And then I added the sugar in the denim color, which is kind of a step between the blue and the gray. And then the dash flow in the allure, which is this perfect light blue color. Really love this hue. And then kind of a medium blue for some of the medium blue stars. The seeds in the craft color, I love that it has a little bit of white, so it blends in nice. Another sugar in the navy. Sugar is one of our newest one yard collections that we carry. And then the grunge and the true blue is the darkest hue. So that will kind of gradient you from the grays into the blues. And then of course the red is always a pop. So Piccadilly plus a wonderful, wonderful fabric pull. Really, really nice. I think this one is going to fly fast. We had quite a bit of pre-orders for this one, so they will be going out. I know it had a ship date of April, so middle of May is not too bad. Not too bad. We've had worse, and we have worse going on, but things are getting a little bit better as far as deliveries. I have one very special item to talk about, and you asked me a lot about this before. And that is when the reliable new Velocity iron is coming. I've heard now that they are just being shipped out. So we're hoping around between May 20th and 25th is when they're going to start shipping. So we'll be getting our batch. But I told you that we had been trying out the pressing station. Oh God, this is the Maven. And so we've been using the Maven now in our studio at GE for a while. So this is this is the pressing station. So it has a reservoir for the water, and then it has so the actual iron is attached with a cord to the reservoir. So it is kind of a constant steam generator, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna like this, so that's why I always wanted to test it out, and actually very pleasantly surprised. I really like it. You can put, we have so now we carry just the big reservoir, which is 1.5 liters of water, so you can load it up, and then you set your iron on here. The heat plate is what warms up, and then there's a little button underneath here that you just hold for the steam. You can have different steam settings. You can use it as a stand-up steamer, but it's really great steam, and you can really control when you want steam, or if you just keep the button not pressed, you have no steam. So I really, really like it. And I always thought these things were much more expensive than they actually are. I mean, it's of course an investment, I want to say, but it's been working really well for us, and I really, really enjoy it, and our sample sewers really enjoy it. So I wanted to tell you those. These are now available in the store if you have a special maybe birthday or something coming up and want to try those. They're real sturdy, and so yeah, we really enjoy it. Of course, you'd have to have space for it on your ironing station or buy it, but I really enjoy it, kind of surprisingly. But of course, our irons, it's so much lighter to iron because the water is not in the actual iron because it's in the reservoir. So it's a lot lighter to hold the iron than if you have a steam iron where you've put the water in. So that's what I've heard. Some people have a hard time with irons being too heavy, but this one is just heavy enough for a good iron, but you don't have to hold all the water every time you iron. So
someone asked, does it have an automatic shut off?
It does, but all of the reliable ones you can kind of control it and bypass it. So
Regular water?
I would so we're using distilled water just because the water here in Minnesota is extremely hard, and so there is a filter in there, the anti-caulk filter that the iron will tell you when to switch out the filter if you're using tap water. I would just use distilled water because that's what I use for my reliable irons, and they just always continue to work great. But if you can't get distilled water, then there is an anti-caulk filter, and then there's this a cleansing setting where you kind of cleanse the caulk buildup that you should maybe use at least every month. How long is the cord? Oh boy, we can just measure it. 30. So 36, 40. So 55 inches or something like that. Yard and a half or so. And then of course there's a power cord. So I really, you know, I wasn't sure. That's why I wanted to try it, but I really enjoy it and was kind of very pleasantly surprised. I'm one of those that you really have to, you have to talk me into stuff, and I have to really try it. Because if I like something I'm using, I'm not going to switch unless it's something totally awesome. Okay, so another thing I wanted to mention is our sale and clearance section. I just did a little whoop through our inventory today and added a whole bunch to the sale section. So we have two sale sections. One is called sale bundles, where you find the bundles. And so a lot of the bundles that were there, now the price has dropped even more. And then the clearance will have 1 yards and 3 yards and panels and things like that on sale. So check both of them out for some really good deals. But Mr. HP, do you have our live winner pulled yet?
Oh, we sure do.
Good. Who is our live winner? Just for commenting throughout our show, we award one random commenter with our random generator. And here it is, Cynthia Lodermeyer. Congratulations, Cynthia. You won a $25 gift card. So you can claim it by just sending us an email to help@gequiltdesigns, and we will get right back to you. So thank you for watching and commenting. Of course, there is always a second chance for you that are still watching. Here's our giveaway question. So all you got to do is answer this question in the comments, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, and we will have a random drawing and announce it on our next show next week. So here's my question. Do you sew more or less in the summer? So I know for most folks here in the Northern Hemisphere, we probably sew a little bit less in the summer because we're finally able to enjoy the outside and spend a little less time inside sewing. In the winter, I like to be inside and sewing for the most part, but it's probably totally opposite if you live in the Southern Hemisphere where it is really, really extremely hot in the summertime and you have to stay indoors in the air conditioning. So I'd love to hear how this goes. If you sew more or less. I mean, some years I might sew more in the summer just because I have something going on. But for the most part, I would say more in the winter. All right. Others are saying, a lot of you are saying sew the same year round. And that's beautiful. If you just have your routine, that doesn't change. I love that. So that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So we will be, of course, announcing our winner next week. That's our Tipsy Tuesday. That's May 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time. Of course, we will also be live this coming Friday. That's May 20th at 3 p.m. for a Happy Friday show. So don't miss it. Would love to see you there. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.